Warning. It is the opinion of the Forestry Productions LLC and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language. On the show today, we'll be bringing you the Battle of the Boroughs. We'll have two teams presenting three different headlines from around the globe. The three headlines will be under three different categories. The categories are Stupid Is as Stupid Does, Incredibly Incredible, and Sports and Speds. Let's start the show. Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Introducing now the challengers. Hailing from 40 Fort, Pennsylvania, home of the Dilly Street Toe Tickler, the one and only Benoit Podcasy, Bern Podcasy, and good old Sandberg 93 himself, Murph Meyer. Bern, how are you, my man?
Doing great, man. Back home, so I'm a little stronger than usual. Feeding off the power of the ancients and whatnot. Feeling good.
Very nice, Murph.
Hey, Lavelle, good to be back here.
Hey,
I love
having you back, pal. Love seeing you, love hearing you, love looking at you. How are you?
I'm doing pretty decent. You always you gave me the Sandberg 93 moniker a ways back, and I'll tell you, as Sandberg 93, I just want to say Andre Dawson, the Hawk, can butt chug better than anyone in the Western world. I've seen it in the house.
Man. And fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Introducing now the reigning, defending, undisputed kings of the Cuyahoga, hailing from the little oasis known as N-Dub, the one and only Strong Stem Steve Cabot, and Lasmeeshma Liam Reese. Strong Stem, let me have it, baby.
Listen, I'm not in the fucking greatest mood, all right? We had the Ambler Cup tonight, which happens to be the big event between the Wissahickon Trojans and the Upper Dublin Cardinals. And out of the 15 years I've been a coach, we've won maybe 9 out of the 15. Oh, right. And this year we got the fucking shit beat out of us. But the good thing is, usually the two coaches that are on the losing team have to pay for all the beers at the bar after it. And I happen to come here instead of go there. So now the head coach has to pay for all their beers and I'm out.
Hey.
So we all right. We all right.
Strong.
Love it. Love it. Lasmoosh, how art thou, my man?
I'm good. I just saved money switching my car insurance to State Farm.
A lot of moving and shaking with that, Liam, over the last couple months.
Yeah, because I was pissed. I was getting.
Because he's got a foreign.
Yeah. That's also why.
Yeah. Well, speaking of foreign cars, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our line and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
All right. So before we get started, I would like to say on the show this week, we aired the one and only Alexis Fawx.
Great show, Maddie. Great show.
Thank you.
I jacked off to it. I mean, I listened to it vigorously, and I enjoyed it.
Hey, she was great. Absolutely loved it. Loved having her on. She was just like professional through and through, but like also didn't hold anything back, was open about everything. She was an absolute blast to have on the show. Total fun. Really loved it. Next week on the show, we'll be airing the Chad Marks episode. This guy was sentenced to 40 years in a federal penitentiary.
Fuck.
40 years. Yep. Sentenced to 40 years when he was 24 years old. Went to USP Big Sandy, which is heralded as the deadliest federal penitentiary in the United States. Went there at the age of 24, was there for 17 years, and he became a jailhouse lawyer and was able to get his sentence reduced and was out on good time, is out now, married, has kids, living life, and has won over 100 cases to get people's sentences reduced. He's doing really good stuff, but super excited to have him, so he'll be next week's guest. But right now, we have the Battle of the Boroughs. So, like we said, we have two teams, Liam and Steve and Bern and Murph, and they're going to be presenting some topics from around the world under 3 different categories. The categories are Stupid Is as Stupid Does, Incredibly Incredible, and Sports and Sped. So, Strong Stem, Liam, you guys are going to kick it off with Stupid Is as Stupid Does. So let us have it. Who's hitting it?
I think I was going to do the stupid.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
Yes, sir.
All right. So 2 people in Florida are in jail after deputies say one of them made a phone call to get help with moving their belongings from a home that they were burglarizing. The 911 call was made, but nobody spoke. The deputies showed up, started talking to one of them, and the chick kind of said, "Hey, can you help us move this stuff?" Blah, blah, blah. They found out nobody lived in that house, blah, blah, blah. You know, they were already looking for the dude because he was on camera stealing shit from a Dollar General earlier that day. So they're already like hot on his coattails, you know? So they arrest him, whatever. She's just like blabbing to the cops like, "Hey, we were hoping you would help us move stuff. And while you're at it, can you give us a ride to the airport? We're trying to go to New York for the weekend." So they gave him a ride, just not the ride they were looking for, you know?
Dang. Nice. Good deal. Okay. So you have a couple. Were they a couple, Liam?
Yes.
Okay. So a couple in Florida, of all places, right?
Mm-hmm.
Home of the Gators. They're there. Yeah, they're there. And they're robbing a place and they called movers.
They called they didn't call movers. They called 911.
While robbing a place, called 911 to help them move.
Well, they didn't say anything on the 911 call, but when the cops showed up, they said, "Oh, well, we called you to help us move this stuff."
Wow.
Now here's
absolutely incredible.
I have to kind of admire the ambitious nature of this couple because homeboy went from Dollar General to someone's personal belongings. So like, you know, if you're going to be a fucking legit burglar, you're ascending the chart in the correct, path.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of merit badges on the same day. You know?
Yeah, there was already like a be on the lookout for so-and-so. They had him identified at Dollar General. You know what I mean? So once they got this guy's name, they were like, "Oh yeah, buddy, we're already fucking looking for you today."
Yeah. Murph, this a friend of yours?
Yeah, I do know him. I wouldn't call him a friend. We had a brief relationship. I do love that at the beginning of this, Liam said, correct me if I'm wrong, did he say the 911 call around? So I'm like, calls the North Tower as it's hit.
I caught that too. I was like, all right, I guess we're calling it is 911.
I like that. I prefer that. Call 911 when you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. No, this seems like I do like upping the stakes. I wish he didn't get caught so we could see what his next rung on the ladder was.
Oh man.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Dollar store to home
invasion.
What's next? The White House? Like this
bearer bonds,
Yeah, Steve, like you were saying, they had the balls to not only rob someone's house and ask to get a ride to New York later. Fucking
going to the Big Apple, baby. They want a Wall Street action. Maybe invest some of their stolen goods.
Now fucking about it. Very nice. All right. Well, let's keep it moving then. So Bern and Murph. Stupid is as stupid does. What do you got for us?
I've got something here.
All right, there we go.
All right. This is a little like Bonnie and Clyde kind of situation here.
Love it.
This is the headline is Inside the Wild Life of Bitcoin Bandits, Heather Morgan and Isla Lichtenstein accused of laundering $4.5 billion. So I don't know if you fellas are hip to the YouTube stars these days. You know, who's hot on YouTube? Well, Razzle Khan is this woman's name on YouTube. She's a rapper on She's a YouTube rapper, which just means she doesn't have a record deal. She has a YouTube account.
Okay.
And so she, her, of course, everyone should follow B Money's Instagram. So she's the self-described crocodile of Wall Street. So these are cyber criminals. The two of them were arrested at their high-rise Wall Street apartment Tuesday for allegedly attempting to launder bitcoins that have been stolen from Hong Kong's Bitfinex, one of the world's largest virtual cryptocurrency exchanges. So basically, this idea that crypto is on the blockchain and the machine elves are in the sky manipulate. I don't know how the technology works, but
sure.
They basically stole 4.5 billion, what was worth at the time in Bitcoin. And they did get caught with it because they had to start like spending the proceeds by on like $500 Walmart gift cards, some gold NFTs. Like they were really trying to small ball this 4.5 billion because not a lot of places accept crypto.
Right.
So they were really trying to get like, one Walmart gift card at a time. Before they got nailed for this. Yeah.
Trying to launder 4.5 billion through Target gift cards is really ambitious.
Now,
ambitious.
And just to make sure that every asshole on this planet has definitely had the dickhead who tried to call you and say, "Hey, listen, you just won this, and this, but you need to get an Apple fucking card for me." And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You send me $100 and then I can verify it and send you your $1,000. Yeah, cool, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Wow. So
now I'm assuming you can't buy like a Bentley with Bitcoin, right?
This I just looked up places that accept Bitcoin, right? So okay.
7-Eleven.
Papa John's,
major companies who accept Bitcoin as payment. So we have Wikipedia, Microsoft, AT&T, Burger King, KFC, Overstock, Subway, Twitch, Pizza Hut, the Miami Dolphins, the Dallas Mavericks,
Mark Cuban,
Virgin Galactic, Norwegian Air, Cheap Air Gift, Newegg. There's a few, but they legit.
So you're housing some fucking breadsticks at a Dolphins game, like trying to order some Walmart gift cards.
They're like, like look, we're getting 12,000 12-piece buckets from KFC.
What would happen? Can you imagine the look on the Subway worker's face when I tried to pay for a 6-inch meatball with extra provolone with 1/79th of a Bitcoin? Like, can you get your manager, please? I'd like to use my Bitcoin here. It says it's available.
Unreal.
And my head immediately went to the Overstock when I heard that. That's one of them sites you can buy random shit on, right? Like, do they have four-wheelers? Do they have four-wheeler? Can I buy dirt bikes? Can I buy dirt bikes? Well, then I gotta call these people and figure it out because I want to buy dirt. I'll steal some Bitcoin.
Dude, a bunch of dirt bikes.
Hell yeah.
For me, what really hits this story as being stupid is that whatever Bitcoin is or cryptocurrency is, stupid people were able to steal $4.5 billion pretty easily.
There it is.
Yeah.
Like,
what a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme where Razzlecon. It was Razzlecon, yeah. Can
morons at one point had $4.5 billion in Burger King vouchers, and we're trying to figure out a way
with no plan on no plan on how to launder it. They just weren't quite sure how to launder it.
Yeah, that just shows. I mean, yeah, you're exactly right. The Wall Street crocodile, is that what they called her? Was that her nickname?
That's right.
The crocodile of Wall Street.
Crocodile of Wall Street.
That's incredible. I mean, could you imagine though how excited they were when they were like, dude, 4.5 billion.
Yeah.
Now, how do we make this real money and not fake money? You know?
Yes. They're like, wait, we're gonna call Matt Damon, Tom Brady. We're gonna get them to do some fucking spots.
We'll get the Noid from Domino's here, and we'll get them on board.
Step one, I'm going to get my GED. I'm going
to. I would love if this was all a ploy to like help Garrett from Subway, or Jarrett from Subway, whatever the fuck his name is. Subway takes Bitcoin. So they're like, look, this is a plan to save Jarrett.
We need to rehab his image.
4.5 billion ought to cover saving Jarrett.
Yeah.
How many honey buns you get for a Bitcoin? That's all I'm curious about.
Man. Yeah. So nice. All right. That was pretty good. Stupid is as stupid does. Let's keep it moving. We're going to go to incredibly incredible. We're going to go back to Liam and Steve. What do you got for incredibly incredible?
Right. We in Uganda. We out in Uganda.
You spent a lot of time in Uganda, Steve.
Let me tell you, we back, right? We back this time. we have a farmer who happens to want to tell everybody that he wants to tell polygamy is like a acceptable thing over there, right? So my man has 12 wives, and he had to tell his 12 wives that they need to start taking birth control because with his deteriorating health, and he's 67, and his loss of income at this point, he has to have them stop having babies because he has 102 fucking kids.
What the fuck?
And 568 grandchildren. So he readily admits that he can name every one of his kids and identify him and know their name. Has no fucking idea who his grandkids are. He has 568 of them, right? Now, this is the other thing. Comment of the year. This fucking asshole, quote, this guy says, how could you be a real man and be content with one broad? He said one woman, one broad. And then says that obviously the way he sustained this ability was that with the 102 kids, he put them all to work. He owned a giant farm and a nice little property, had a 12-bedroom mansion on the property. So he said in the beginning, it was all fun and games, right?
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, I put my feet in the sand, but the sand's quicksand. So now I'm up to my knees, but I'm like, fuck it, I might as well walk a little deeper. And next thing you know, he's chest deep, and this motherfucker in trouble, right? So now he wants the Ugandan government to help him out and help pay for some of this shit. And of course, you know what Uganda's like, dog, we dealing with everything. Fuck you. Put your dick back in your pants and calm down. How about that? You know what I mean? How about that? So he got 102 kids, but he was a very respected local chairman, which I don't know what that means. I'm pretty sure that means you're the guy with the guns, and also a very respected merchant. So he sold a lot of goods, did a lot of good for the thing. And he had an entire farm not to make money, just to feed his kids. But those kids had to work in the farm to get fed. So shout out that guy with his 102 kids.
Good parenting, obviously. I mean, I love that he went to the Ugandan government, and Uganda was like, bro, do you see what we're fucking dealing with here? Do you think
500
you and your
568 grandkids?
Yeah, dude, shout out. So wait, if he had 12 wives and he has over 100 children, that
102.
So that means each wife had 10 kids. Hypothetically.
9.5 kids. Yeah.
I forgot to add this. He also made sure to tell all his childbearing aged wife. So I guess some of them got, a little, they aged out, right?
Yeah. Wife number one is fucking.
She already had 15 or fucking ladies.
Yeah, you gotta let her retire.
Yeah. You can blow on the top of her pussy like a beer bottle and make that weird wind noise over it. You know what I mean? That hollow noise. Yeah. So while he's doing that, he had to tell the rest of them that you need to take the pill. You need to start, because I'm not stopping fucking. I'm still going to come in you. I ain't pulling out. So I need you to take the pill because I can't control my dick.
Yeah.
Shout out that guy. Legend.
Shout out. Fan.
I wonder if he had you remember George Foreman? Did he name all his kids George?
He's short. He's short. Not only did he, but a friend of the show, former guest of the show, Imo Niriyahanka, did a summer session at the University of Texas with one of the Georges. George's like 5 was in his class, so he was cool with George number 5.
This dude's got to name all his kids the same fucking thing. Because how do you come up with 102 names? When you're that busy fucking, you got no time to think about names.
Agreed.
Know what I think about? So I have one kid, and there's times where it's just I'm stressed. I'm like, God, Jesus God, man.
So
by the time it's the 102nd kid, she's like, we're gonna have a kid again. He's probably like, oh my God, dude, 102. How am I gonna pay for 102 kids,
dude?
Also, the dynamics of can't possibly like number 53 is like middle children. Am I right? Dynamics apply when you get into triple digits.
And now I just want to be fully transparent here. Do I kind of think that one of this dickhead's kids was the one that was in the hippo's mouth? Because how can you watch 102 kids at one time?
Bro.
Was his kid the one playing with the hippo's mouth when I was like, where were the parents?
Callback.
He's got 101 other fucking problems.
Yeah, great fucking call. Oh. Dude, this guy legit has a small town as a family.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. You know, like
the population of North Wales.
The plantation,
man.
Yeah, he's got an economy.
Dude, how about? I mean, I would love to see what the hierarchy is there. Like the first wife, right? She must run the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's usually how it goes. Wife number 1 runs the house. So I would love if like wife number 4 and wife number 8 don't get along and their fucking kids hate each other and they're fighting all the time and they're trying to get kids number 2 from wife number 2 on there. You know, I would love to if you would have named all the kids, like if wife 1's named was Susan, right? Like, so the first kid, all right, Susan 1. Okay, Susan 2, Susan 7. Right? You
Yep.
know what I mean? Like,
Now,
that's how he keeps track.
Now, does this guy have the most incredible sperm? Because some people have to have infertility stuff. And this dude, every time he busts a nut, it's a guarantee you're pregnant.
Bro. What's his shooting percentage?
It's gotta be 100. Gotta be 100.
Yeah.
Right?
What's the ratio of boys to girls, though?
I have no fucking idea.
That would be pretty cool to see.
I wish they gave me more info, but they did
Yeah.
not.
Damn, that would be pretty cool to see if he was like 70% boy, you know, like he's batting 300 for girls, you know.
If he had 80% boys, I guarantee he's Pablo Escobar in fucking Uganda, because I got my own army of sons.
Legit.
And we fighting everybody.
Dude, they could like fully staff fucking Disneyland. Like the whole fucking family, like fully staffed Disneyland,
dude.
Because total, so hold on, we got 568 and 102. I'm not a math wizard, but that happens to be what, 670. Then we add in the 12 wives, so we got 682 total people in the family.
83, including the husband.
True. Look at you with the quick
That's a big
math.
fam.
Yeah. Damn.
That's a big. What the fuck was he asking the Ugandan government for help? Like changing diapers? What was he asking for help for?
I think a couple of those
Babysitting?
kids. I think a couple of those kids, once he got old enough to not beat the shit out of them, they were like, dog, I'm not working in the fucking farm no more. I'm going to make these little shitheads below me do it. He was like, well, that's not going to be enough food.
Right.
Dude,
Yeah, like you might be the paterfamilias, but when you're 89 and you have 30 kids under the age of 20, like if they don't want to do it,
dude.
Nope, they're not. They're not
the
going to do
bathroom
it.
situation there must be horrendous.
Ah!
Absolutely horrendous.
Everything situation there must be horrendous.
Dude, like you think a 12-bedroom house is big until there's 683 people that live in the 12-bedroom fucking house. That shit ain't big no more.
Yeah,
Dude,
no.
I know. So when I was in Albania, you would drive down the road, right? And you would see like a house, and then on top of it, you would see the start of like another level of the house. Because a lot of the times what they would do is that the son, like either the oldest son or the youngest son, would live at the family home and then just build another level on top of it. And so when he got married with his family, that's where they would live. You know what I mean? And then the next one, you know what I mean? So I wonder if maybe they're doing something like that where they're adding on additions. They have to. Right. They have to.
They're getting into like Empire State Building territory. They're just adding an addition.
Oh my God.
High rise.
Yeah.
Now,
the biggest place in Uganda.
Just like that, but even more gross in the Middle East. Brandon Hill, shout out Brandon, told me that when they were over there, you could tell how long a family's legacy at their like residence was. Because in whether it's Iraq or Afghanistan, or mostly Iraq, they shit in a little outhouse like shaped pit. And once the shit gets too high, instead of getting rid of the shit, they build a new one next to it. So he goes, you could tell how long a family lived there because they have like 12 fucking things built on, and it's just decades worth of shit lined up behind the crib. I was
It's like a totem pole almost, right?
When he told me that, I almost threw up.
Bro, could you?
But he said you could tell how like established they were in the community by
do they
how
close
deep
up
their
the
no,
hole?
it's just like a U of concrete or whatever the mud hut that they build. And they shit until like probably when you squat, the shit touches your ass. So you're like, all right, I can't like shit into shit. So I guess we got to build a new one.
Shitter's full.
I would love if like
Clark Shitter's full.
I would love if Habib went out there and he's like, God damn it, I thought we'd have another day of the toilet, but we had to have those fucking enchiladas last night. Golly. Yeah, no, that would be fun.
Yep.
That's
who stuck out in the middle of the night and topped it off the shitter.
Dude, that's fucking incredible. Wow. All right. Well, that was a pretty good, incredibly incredible. Moving on to the home of the pole hugger. What was it? What street was the pole hugger? Or is it just the pole hugger?
I mean,
it was around town.
Yeah, you've been calling him the Dilly Street pole hugger, and that really is one of the first streets in 40 Fort, so it's probably where he started. But he hugged them.
Yeah. So the home of the pole hugger, 40 Fort, PA. You guys are up for incredibly incredible. What do you got?
I got a weird one from Colorado.
Hell yeah, Colorado's always awesome.
Little lady and her mom. Her name was Megan Hess. Ran a funeral home many years. It was called Sunset Mesa Funeral Directors, and they advertised themselves as a donor service online, but not as a funeral home. Here's the deal. They were charging people $1,000 for cremation that they weren't doing. And then they were dicing up bodies and sending them to medical research colleges around the country, including bodies and body parts that had like hepatitis, HIV, other stuff that like, you're supposed to keep.
Burn, maybe?
You're probably supposed to burn.
Yeah.
Or the point is they weren't like, they ran a funeral home, right? So they could bomb somebody, but they weren't like butchers. So they were just hacking off limbs until after, I think they estimated 560 different bodies had at least been desecrated that people had paid for to be cremated. They were just giving them like ashes from their fireplace. And the woman, Megan Hess, her mom was really old. She claimed that the reason she did it was because of a traumatic brain injury she had some 30 years ago. And they're like, what was it? She was like, I fell and banged my head on the furnace in the basement. And I've just felt strange about cremating people ever since. It's like, okay, but you've made $500,000 charging people to light their loved ones on fire. Then you gave them ashes from a fire pit?
From a pack of fucking... From a pack of Newport 100s?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The fucking ashes.
She pled not guilty and she defended herself.
Well, that seems appropriate.
It didn't.
Yeah.
That's
It didn't feel
Colorado.
great.
I mean, she's definitely crazy.
Here's my other thing. Who the fuck is buying these parts? Like, what company buys human legs and arms?
Well,
Are these going directly to like Singapore or some shit?
Well, what's crazy about it is that like she said they went through the proper channels. They would donate things to like medical colleges and stuff, but they admitted that some of these bodies were infected with things, and no one reported it.
What?
Which means they weren't sending them to Stanford.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like they were who
Mongo
knows
Community College.
Yeah, who needs a foot? Like who needs a foot tomorrow?
Yeah.
I will say though, this was what really got the story for me. One of the witnesses, a woman named Nancy Overhoff, said, and this is what really sent it home for me. When Megan Hess and her mother stole my mom's heart, she broke mine.
Wow.
Oh,
Great testimony.
Nance.
Great testimony.
Nance.
So
Nance over.
wow.
Nance, she took some time to write that statement.
But apparently
line.
It's pretty easy without a lot of paperwork and much credibility to just cut up body parts and send them to places around the world. And it seems like it took them like 5 or 6 years to get caught. So
just I just want to recap this quickly.
Yeah.
So a place claiming to be a funeral home would get a body, right, and tell people, okay, we're going to cremate it for you, put it in an urn, give it back. But instead of doing that, they would chop up the body and sell it to different places, maybe black market, underground, whatever.
It seems so.
Right. Some places they would sell the body parts there, even if the body part had HIV or hepatitis or whatever.
Chinese restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And then they would give the urn filled with ashes of whatever.
Newports.
Newport ashes back to the people saying like, oh, here's Aunt Sally. Sorry, and they made a killing. Literally.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Estimated up to 570 people paid for cremations at an average of $1,000 that never happened, plus whatever they made off the.
But I actually do have a question. Where did all the ashes come from then? If they're not burning the bodies, that's a lot of ashes.
They must have just had like wood and burning some wood, or I don't know.
They were burning trash and refuse in their crematorium. So like
Monday Swearsville, the burn barrel day.
Yeah, you see a pallet at Walmart, no one needs it. Great. That'll take care of like 20. Yeah, I mean just
I'm gonna float this. I'm gonna float this. Would you like part of me just feels like who cares at the end of the day? Until these people find out.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like I don't really, you'd be like, oh, desecration. I mean, I guess that you made a couple extra bucks, like maybe you'd want that kickback or whatever, but I'm like, if you think your loved one is in that urn, then
what's the difference? Yeah.
And now, just to be clear, this lady's name was Carmela Soprano, correct?
Almost.
Gangster bitch,
dude. It is, dude. Honestly, you're Murph. I 100% agree with you. Who cares? If you're none the wiser, you could give a shit.
I say that about my own body. Do whatever you want with my body when I'm dead. Fuck it.
Right.
Sell it for parts.
Oh,
yeah, worms got to eat. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Dude, I love the fact though that there was like one family that had a loved one that they put in like this special urn that they keep on the mantle above the fireplace. And every year on the birthday, they would celebrate. And they're literally like praying.
Bitch, that's Newports.
Yeah, celebrating. It's like a burned up fucking trash bag or something.
I have a quick fun thing too. Is what if they did one and they screwed up the paperwork and they're like, oh my God, Mr. Mr. Johnson is actually, they wanted him an open casket. So now they're doing like some sort of like sick full body Mr. Potato Head to try to put these pieces
Frankenstein
back together. They're like,
putting them together.
That's not my late husband's lips.
Yeah. You're like, why are his hands black?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Nice.
Mixed
All
bag.
Dude, pretty good. Oh, wow. Pretty good stuff for Incredibly Incredible. Love it very much. All right. Nice. Let's keep it on moving. Going back to Hendub for sports and speds. What do you guys got?
You want me to go with mine?
That's right.
All right. So
Love it.
we know this weekend or on Monday, we have the national championship.
Let's
Georgia,
go.
TCU. And if we know anything about college kids, we know they just want to go to the game. They don't want to get drunk. They just want to, you know what I mean? Get there, go straight into the game.
Yeah.
So,
You got to get back and study.
So the NCAA, the playoff, like the college football playoff committee, decided there's not going to be any tailgating for the national championship at SoFi Stadium. It's not SoFi. SoFi allows, it's like when you go to an Eagles game, they have certain parking lots that are designated to it, but they were like, no, fuck that. No tailgating. So what I'm saying is like, there should be some pretty good stories next week when they catch people, like, you know what I mean? Like, nobody's going to want to go it. You can't tell me that every single person watching this national championship game, no one's going to bring like a cooler, a grill, or anything that resembles a tailgate. If you get caught with that stuff, you're in trouble. Like, you can't.
Will they
bring
take your tickets and shit?
Dude, you can't bring a cooler. You can't bring nothing. It just says they're banned. They're not allowed. I'm sure security will walk up to you and be like, "Hey, put it away." But if you don't put it away, that's, you know what I mean. Imagine you show up to the game like 5 hours early, and they're like,
there were
hey,
people.
Hey, buddy, cut that out. No fun here.
There were people during the World Cup in Qatar, which is totally dry except for a few resorts, and they would find people
unless you're rich
in the stands, just like cows in a bottle, like people like at the risk of getting your fingers cut off. Yeah, you think these college kids aren't going to find a way to fucking tailgate in that parking lot? You're out of your mind.
Dude,
well, you know what? They're probably just going to do it somewhere else, right? Like they're probably
they're going to do it stupid. They're going to do it stupid
somewhere less safe.
Yeah, and unsupervised 100%. in a place with a ton of other pedestrians, you know,
where they probably have to get in a car and drive to the stadium after they've been fucking getting, instead of just letting them walk in, you know.
We're just gonna drive laps around the fucking stadium while drinking.
Tailgate in the bed. Our grill in the back of the pickup truck. You just circle around the stadium.
And dude, SoFi Stadium is in fucking Inglewood, California, dude.
Oh my God.
Blocks away, people are fucking shooting dope and fucking smoking crack and
getting
stuff.
murdered.
But you can't bust out a grill and fucking hang
and
with
a couple dogs
before
and a couple
the national. It's a fucking college game, dude. A college.
Fuck the NCAA.
Dude,
wait,
so is it the NCAA making this ruling or SoFi?
Yeah,
100%.
SoFi has tailgating parking lots. If it was up to SoFi, they'd say go for it.
Yeah,
they
SoFi's
do it
home of the Rams, right? That's home of the
Rams and Chargers. Yeah, people tailgate there every weekend.
Dude, dude, that is the dumbest shit I think I've ever heard. They don't sell beer at NCAA college football games, though.
Most of them. No, there's some you can.
Okay.
There's most of them you can't, but there are a few where they do actually sell beer in the stadium, but it's like a 10%, 90.
In my experience, it's almost never. And even like hoops games, like I would go to like NCAA tournament games. You're like, I was here for a Sixers game 3 nights ago. I had 3 beers, but now they're not going to sell me one.
But also,
but that's
like
inside, like
right.
You can't even let people show up and fucking hang out and get excited for the game. Get a little moved up. Like
I do know the Big East tournament in Madison Square Garden lets you get wasted. They don't give a fuck.
They don't care at all.
My buddy just went to it this year and was blacked out sending us
New
videos.
York.
Shout out Tommy Romeo.
Dude, you can't set up a grill and eat a fucking hot dog before the game.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's not even the booze.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Yeah,
if you
that's
toss
bullshit.
a fucking beanbag, your ass is
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
They catch you with a frisbee, you're going to jail.
That's it.
Yeah. Also, one of the teams is TCU. It's a Christian university. So, like,
Yeah.
do they even party? You know what I mean? Like,
How dare you?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
You ever been to any of these? You ever been
They're
to
in
Scranton
Texas.
University?
Yeah.
Home of the
Okay.
Jesuits?
Okay.
You ever drink with a priest?
Yeah.
Those motherfuckers can put them back.
And they also fuck kids. Wait, that's too much.
Yes.
That's too much. Too much.
Take it from a couple Catholic schoolboys from Florida.
That's right.
Dude, I do. Bern, do you remember this when we worked at Vinny's? It was right by the monastery. And God, what was it St. Joe's Monastery? Is that what it was called? St. Charles?
St. Charles.
Yeah, St. Charles Monastery is right down the road. And the priest or the priest in training would come into the bar and they would put it, like, I'm saying, like 4 or 5 martinis or Manhattans, like, and
Jesus
they are
juice.
crushing these things.
Yep.
And they're like big guys. They're pretty cool. I remember one was Steve. He was a nice guy. But
He was the other guy. Remember, Dan was a guy with red hair.
bro,
They were good dudes.
yeah, there was a couple that were like, all right.
You guys said it because
Well, I mean, there's a couple years.
They also left there and immediately went to go bang kids. But I hear you. It was nice to you guys.
No, they had 5 Manhattans because when they left, they weren't allowed to do anything but go to sleep and just hope that Jesus
How
loved
dare
them,
you?
know,
Yeah.
they didn't have access, is what I'm saying, yet, Steve. You know what I mean? They were training.
So-
training.
Yeah. So just to, man, I'll say that honestly, I hope that they learned from this mistake. Like, dude, tailgating is a cultural thing.
It's
You know
part
what I
of
mean?
it.
Like,
It's
it's
part of it.
part of the game.
100%.
Especially
Tailgating is
college.
Part of the game.
100%.
Especially in college. Especially in
Yeah.
college. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's okay because if you remember when you were that age, you're like 20 something. You'll listen. They'll listen to the rules and
Yep.
go into the game
Yeah.
sober. I'm sure it'll be
Yep.
fine.
Dude.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna do. I wonder what the punishment will be. I know. So for the Eagles, right? If you try to take booze into the stadium and you get caught with it, they take your ticket and they like get your info and mark it on your ticket. And if you have so many violations on that ticket, the ticket gets taken away from you.
Yes, I know about that. I got my
18th
mug
violation, and you can't come back for a whole year.
shot. I got a mug shot at fucking in the bowels of the stupid ass Lincoln Financial, blacked out.
Yeah. So, all right,
Fuckers.
let's keep it moving then. Really good stuff, Liam. Great job. Keep it moving then. So, Sports and Speds for 44 PA, home of the Wave Pool Whacker guy. So, what do you got for Sports and Speds, fellas?
Murphy, got anything? Or
No, go
want me to
for
hit
it.
Okay.
Go for it.
There was a real push in my brain just to do like a 25-minute Shannon Sharp impersonation, because I don't know if anybody has seen what's going on that particular show with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, but there is going to be a murder.
Mhm.
One man is going to murder another man. The man who will be murdered will be Skip Bayless, and the man who will do the murder will be Shannon Sharp. It's insane.
Do
These
they go
guys-
at each other that hard?
It might be justifiable homicide though. Skip's being an asshole.
He's so
about
fucking
it.
annoying.
It's
He's being
just
a dick.
the last couple weeks, there was a point where they were arguing about something, and Skip Bayless was like, "Yeah, but Tom Brady was better." And Shannon Sharp was like, "I was better than the fucking Hall of Fame. I won 3 Super Bowls." And Skip's like, "Yeah, but you're jealous of Tom Brady." And Sharp takes his glasses off, and Skip goes, "Put your glasses back on." And I was like, "Oh my God, how do you not reach across the table and just beat this man to death with your bare hands right now?"
Bro, if that camera wasn't on, he is so fucking lucky. Yeah.
See, even though Shannon Sharp would like destroy him, his ego is like so big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm Skip Bayless. He won't touch me. You know what I mean? That's
Do
what it is.
you think it's a work? Do you think it's all for the camera, or do you think it's
Today
real
was
heat?
not. Today's show was not. No way.
But like, look at this though. Everybody's like, you guys are talking about this. Would you normally be if
I
it
don't know. I
wasn't for this heat?
I don't know if either one of them are good enough actors to really sell like the level of Jesus Christ, this is uncomfortable to watch. These two dudes are like, it might go down right now. And it was just, Skip said something about, the dude from the Bills who went down.
Damian Hamlin.
Yeah, and he had a couple tweets where he was like, they were like, they were okay tweets, and at the end he was like, yeah, but what are they going to do about the season? Everybody was killing Skip, like, and believe me, I don't like Skip Bayless at all, but it wasn't like the end of the world. He said
He
the
said a
couple
lot
things
worse
that you're
shit.
supposed to. He said like a couple tweets are like things you're supposed to say, and then at the end he was like, and then I wonder what they do about the game.
But then he doubled down today. That's where he fucked up.
What did he do?
I think he just said like, "Oh, I'm not gonna like take the tweet down. I stand by the tweet." Blah blah blah. While Shannon Sharp's like that fucking angry about it and everything.
Well, so the story from Shannon Sharp is he actually took the day off yesterday because he didn't think he would be able to be in the same room as Skip Bayless while this conversation was had.
What?
Like, and then he came back today and he's starting to have it do his thing. He's like, and I didn't agree with Skip's tweet. I hope he takes it down, but whatever. And Skip Bayless interrupts him and he's just like, all right, just go to the next segment. Like, we're fucking done. And Skip's like, he does his little thing, his little song and dance. He's one of the OG trolls. I've just never seen a breakdown like that. They've had that show for 4 or 5 years, probably, right? Like, you don't always get along, but I've never felt that murder was so.
Well, wait. So
Skip also hit him with the. Well, nobody at the brass here had a fucking problem with it because, and he said, yeah, they did. And he goes, how am I still on air and here? And like kind of shit on him with that. Like clearly the fucking heads didn't kick me off like they did the fucking Good Morning America dude because he's fucking the host or whatever. They were like, they didn't kick me off, dog. I'm still here. So clearly they don't have a problem with it.
Well, he said to him, he's like, I didn't think you were going to bring it up because everyone was cool with it. And Shannon Sharp was kind of like, I didn't come to work yesterday because I thought once you and I were in the same room talking about this, I'd probably bring your fucking neck. But
yeah, this is the tweet. This is the exact tweet here. He says, no doubt the NFL is considering postponing the rest of this game. But how? This late in the season, a game of this magnitude is crucial to the regular season outcome, which suddenly seems so irrelevant. So this is, again, in context, there were a few. He starts it off with the thoughts and prayers, just said a prayer, whatever, as this is going. This is the third tweet that he sent out about this. The first two were about, whatever. But,
on the
which
line.
suddenly seems so irrelevant is that's like I don't know.
So
there's something to that where like.
Was Shannon Sharp offended about him like being like not caring about the player,
worrying more about the season?
Yeah, worrying more about the season and whatever instead of DeMar Hamlin.
Yes,
right. I see. And he should have been like, you should, and Shannon being a former player is saying like put the player first. The player safety matters more than this bullshit. We'll get to this later kind of thing.
So that's where I'm kind of that's where it turns into something else for me. Like whatever side you believe or whatever, you got to read the room. Like this man is on a show with you and everything. He's that upset about it. Is it that hard to just be like, all right, man, sorry, I won't talk. You know what I mean? Like
that's the wild thing. It's more of the animosity with two guys who have been on air forever and are big.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen like Aikman and Buck.
Yeah.
Don't go at it. Like I've never seen anybody. You can tell that when some guys get along on the air and don't.
Yeah.
I've never seen this level of like animosity.
Even if you don't believe it though, sometimes you just say, all right, man, I'm sorry.
Do you think? Yes. But okay. Do you think right? Like you said, like you were saying, he said that the brass didn't care. Do you think that someone at the brass, the higher ups, are telling him like, "Hey, egg this fucker on. This shit's
100 fucking percent. 100,000%.
There it is. Do you think someone?
It's like you said, we
Shannon,
wouldn't be talking about it now.
Exactly. Do you think someone went to Shannon Sharp and was like, "Hey, he's gonna be saying some shit. You can react. Don't get physical, but keep getting angry because it's great for ratings."
I don't think they kind of went in that angle. I think they more just said, hey, if he does say anything stupid, you can't touch him because, this is an issue. And obviously he has no chance against you because he's a dorky ass white dude. Yeah. And you're a fucking massive super athlete.
Sharp is a monster.
He would pound this fucking dork into the ground. So he's like, hey, if he does say, we told him not to, they probably prefaced it with that. Like, hey, we told him not to bring it up. But if he does, make sure you keep your cool, which really means lose your cool.
Would this? I will say this: if Shannon Sharp just fucking slapped him, right? Just fucking smacked him,
be
right?
Awesome.
I know the show would be over, but I don't think that would be detrimental to Shannon Sharp's career. If
Skip Bayless would sue the shit out of him. Skip Bayless would sue the shit out of him because he's a punk.
It's
like it reminds me of the Jim Everett, Jim Rome. Remember when he kept calling Chrissy Everett? It reminds me of that shit.
Right. It's exactly like
that. Jim Rome was like, this motherfucker, he's like, he won't, he's like, there's cameras going here. He won't fucking come across this stage at me. And they were sitting there and he kept needling him with the Chrissy Everett. He's like, say it one more time. And he did, and he fucking went at him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
he
know
did.
what? And they're both smug fucking pricks. Too.
Yes,
Yep.
You know
yes.
what I mean? Like they're
Yep.
just the two same kind of guys. You're
Yes,
right.
yeah. It's like watching McGregor and Mayweather fight in the ring. You're like, yeah,
Right.
let's just hope they both kick the shit out of each other. And
Exactly.
yeah. That's what he's banking on. He's like, yeah, you could take your glasses off, but Shannon Sharp won't come across because then
100%.
there's the whole thing of like, oh, I could say all the worst shit in the world, but when you lay hands on me, my God, like that's where the law and order must be restored. So he's a punk.
And I will say, I saw it. I didn't see it live. I saw the replay, so I did see the incident. And I think Shannon did it the best he could because you could just see, instead of like letting him win by being a little punk ass bitch, you could just see he just put his glass down and was like, fuck it, skip it all. I don't give a fuck. How about I quit? Like, I don't even want to fucking hear you talk, you dork. You never played the game. You don't know shit about what guys go through. You don't understand how we don't see our family. I know we get paid a ton. We don't see our families for fucking 7 months because we're with these guys. Like, shut the fuck up, you dork in a chair.
I don't think in any universe, Skip Bayless's football IQ is higher than Shannon Sharp's.
No, dude, Skip Bayless, if you remember a week ago, Skip Bayless got owned by Jay Feely when he made that place kicker comment.
Yeah, he did.
About like, let's just abolish place kicking from football. And you're like, yeah, let's never let the foot touch the ball, man. Let's have that be the name of the sport and not do it. And Jay Feely came back and fucking
crushed him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
that was great.
You can't handle Jay Feely. You got no shot against Shannon Sharp.
Dude, I'll tell you, Shannon Sharp also, I shout out his show. I think it's called Club Shay Shay. But he has a show and he did one with Deion Sanders and it was really fucking good. And they did it at Colorado, which was really cool.
Listen, I hate to fucking do this. I hate to, but he was one of my more favorite players. Not the most, but he was top 10 for me. No, Prime was number 2 for me. But Shannon, if your brother didn't have issues, you'd be the second Sharp, just to let you know. Sterling was better than he was.
Yeah.
Sterling was a stud.
Doesn't Shannon say that, though? Doesn't she?
Of course. He says he was more athletic. He's not the size of Shannon. Obviously, one was a receiver, one's a tight end. So he's a little bit smaller than Sterling, but Shannon was Sterling was a problem.
Yeah. Dude, Shannon is a big dude, though.
Huge.
He legit's like lineman size.
Oh,
man.
yeah. You're a tight end in the NFL. You're giant. You giant.
And he's fucking fast and like his leg. Oh, dude. Shannon Sharp. Beast. I bet legit he could squish Skip Bayless's head together.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. God damn, dude, that fucking sucks, man. I mean, what, dude? You know what really sucks is that he has to be that Sharp has to like he has to eat this shit. You know what I mean? Like he has to eat the shit. When I'll say this, any other contact, right? He would Skip if it was any other context other than on a television show. Skip Bayless would get a fucking smack. You know what I mean?
Oh yes. In a bar?
Yeah. Oh, in a bar, he'd be done.
He probably doesn't go to a bar and talk that shit.
No.
You know what I mean?
Have the
no, certainly not.
He hides behind the camera and the production crew and bullshit.
And at the end of this too, just to say, shout out Hamlin. Hope he recovers because one,
for sure.
Not only just for being a person, a human, but for two things. One, he went to Pitt, and two, he went to high school at Pittsburgh Central Catholic. He's a PA boy. Yeah. And he's a legend in this state for going to the NFL.
The PA.
Everybody knows him. Yeah, big PA guy.
You know what, too? This is one thing, like, as much as we shit on social media and, like, how fucking annoying it is. So he does – did you see the gimmick with his toy fund?
Yeah.
Right?
It's over $7 million now.
How fucking incredible is that? He usually – like, the average is, what, like $30,000 he would get, which is still great. But now over 7 million. That's fucking incredible.
You want to hear the most Washington Commanders thing ever?
Uh-oh.
So the Washington Commanders, like they donated to this GoFundMe. They donated $5,000. Right after that, some local tile place donated $5,500. Fucking show them up right after. Yeah, Washington Commanders, fucking all that money, and they're like, "Here's $5,000."
Yeah, whatever.
Fucking commies.
Yeah,
I just thought it was funny that like the tile place showed them up right after that.
That's amazing.
So real quick though, we're coming to the top of time. Before we get out of here though, guys, I do want to talk about this. So we're Murph here. he has another variation of his show. So the Self-Medicated Podcast with Murph Meyer is available, but he's added a new spin on it, the Weekly Dose, where he has guests on the show and they talk about the harm reduction movement and different things like that. Honestly, Murph, I fucking love what you're doing, brother. I listen to the show. I love the show.
Thanks, Lavelle. Lavelle, you got to get on the show. I saw it. We're going to get you on.
Hey, man, I'd love to be on, brother. You know that, dude. And I'm so proud of the work you do and the message you have, dude. Really, really.
Thanks, brother. Thank you so much. And I'm so proud of what you're doing here, man. You've been staying on the hustle. You've been doing this years now. You've been doing it.
By the time this airs, it airs Friday the 6th, but tomorrow is our 2-year anniversary.
January. 2 years. Yeah. That's no fucking joke, Lavelle.
Crazy, right? I mean, it is nuts too to think like. I mean, I don't want to toot our own horn. Thank you for saying
toot it.
But
I got a fucking background now and shit. Look how far it's come.
But like, it is crazy that like Murph, you were here early door. Bern was here early door. Steve early. Like, imagine this. Like, think about your guys' episode is going to be 2 years old in a couple months. You know what I mean? Like,
that's wild.
Crazy.
Good Lord.
Crazy.
We're aging fast.
Oh,
we don't have much time left. Let's enjoy the time.
We gotta go. Where are the drugs at?
Yeah.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Sure. But okay. But real quick, Murph, can you just give us a little spin on what you got going with the Weekly Dose, and then where we can find it on what platform?
Yeah. Selfmedicatedpod.com is the website. Weekly Dose every Wednesday. We drop new episodes. Got special guests on there. We make fun of old like anti-drug PSAs and top drug stories in the news and stuff. Make fun of the war on drugs for the ridiculous farce that it is. And you can find it on all the podcast platforms and the YouTube channel. My YouTube channel, Murph Meyer on YouTube to subscribe on there. There's some fun videos that go along with it. So
yeah, no, you got, dude. And
thanks, brother.
No, of course, man. And I love what you guys are doing. And you've had some really cool guests, like. I love you had the one dude. Oh God. He was from? Like, he was like a drummer in Seattle, I think.
Oh yeah. Mikey Erg. Yeah. An old
he
punk.
Was
yeah.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah. He's great.
Then you had your boy Gethard on the show. You had TC on the show.
I had TC on there. Yes.
Love TC.
Yeah. So, I like to mix it up. I get some harm reduction folks on, people who are actually out there doing the work. You know, in like safe injection sites and getting the Narcan out there for people to help overdose prevention. People are doing the actual work, and then I do the goof around shit. But yeah, it's been fun.
I love it, dude. I think
thanks, brother.
It's been awesome, and it's honestly, it's a good thing too. And you had your wife on there. She was your first guest, right?
Hell yeah, number one. You started off, yes.
We gotta start off right, brother.
That's right.
Truth. So yeah, in the description of the episode, we'll have a link to all the platforms that Murph is on, and the YouTube channel, the website, and a link to the Apple, Google, Spotify, all that gimmick.
Thanks, Lavelle. I love you, brother.
Dude, of course, man. I'll tell everyone, give it a shot. They're they're usually under an hour, and it's quick, good content, funny shit, keeps it going. Really, really enjoy it. Really, you do a great job, man.
Thanks, my man. I'm gonna get you on there soon.
Hey man, just let me. I'll
about those stacker
just contact.
Matt's he's gonna tell you how he used to boof stackers in high school.
Yes, please.
Bro,
it hits you quicker, I promise. What the fuck?
That
Hell
shit,
yeah.
That shit. I mean, yeah, we can get on that. But okay,
save it for the program. I need to hear this
stacker too. So let's keep it moving then. So we are coming to the top of time. Benoit, before we get out of here, what do you got to say to your family and friends?
I just did a cannonball run up today to the Valley. Murph and his lovely wife was out in Portland, one of Steve's favorite cities in the entire United States. And we got up today. We got the babies together. Our daughters are like 2 months apart. They poked each other. They did a little ET connect, and now we're drinking whiskey in Murph's basement, like when he was on probation senior year. So it's a full circle. I feel strong. I feel proud.
You should. Very good. Awesome. Lasmeeshma, what do you got before we get out of here?
If you're ever in an emergency, you don't know what to do, think about George W. and dial 911.
Shout out.
Oh, that was great callback. Love it. Murph. Hit me with what you got before we get out of here, baby.
Dude, I got nothing after that. I mean, what we got fucking. I got loose change after that 9/11 callback. That's
tough
all.
to follow. Liam is tough
He
to
got
follow.
it. He got it.
Yeah, nice, awesome, very good. And Strong Sam, what do you got before we get out of here?
A quick shout out to I happen to frequent the establishment again with my good friend Plain Meat Pete for the Eagles game. And I have to say again, Graham's there's a bartender there that is so fucking hot that it makes me sweat. Shout out Tom Lavelle.
Oh,
and Rachel's not bad either. But shout out Tom Lavelle.
Listener of the show. Yeah. Nice. Very good.
I had a good time there trying to not black out with that polar bear Pete. Because he just
dude,
and his wife was there.
Pete,
First time I really got to chill with his wife.
Oh,
awesome.
she's
Shout out her. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, but that just means he has a ride home. You're in bigger trouble then. You know what I mean?
Christ. Last time I did that, I tried to go like one beer for every 2 of his beers, and I still ended up blacking the fuck out, and he was perfectly fine. You can't drink
there's
alcohol
no keeping up with Pete.
With a 6'3", 300-pound most Irish guy.
Dude, you should, and like the beers, they're so tiny looking in his hand. It's, oh my God.
My man went through like 20 beers and then quickly switched over to just some kind of liquor concoction that he was slugging down. Yeah. And then me and his wife both had a good story about us trying to compete with Pete before and how we both ended up blacked out real quick.
Yeah, that doesn't go well. Never works. All. Yeah. Plus, dude, he can have like 15 beers and he's still kind of good.
He's not even buzzed. I was so annoyed by it. I'm over here trying to stand up, and I'm like looking over, and he's like, "You need another beer?" I'm like, "I don't want to look like a pussy." I'm like, "Yeah, Pete, give me another beer. Hold on, let me throw up real quick." All right, yeah, bring the beer over.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, speaking of throwing up after drinking too much beer, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Strong Stem Steve Cabot, Lasmeeshma Liam Reese, Bern Podcasy, Bern Podcasy, and our special guest, the one and only Sandberg 93 himself, Murph Meyer. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram, Working Perspectives Podcast. You can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok, the Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com. And please like, subscribe so we can keep this thing going. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See ya. All right, we're out. Nice. Good shit tonight, boys. Way to pull that together.
Hey, sorry, Maddie.
Good job, 44.
Yeah, I haven't been on in a couple of weeks. Like, because I know when J-Dub was on last week, it was still Liam and Steve. So that's why when I thought you said we're just going to keep it like normal, I was like, all right, well, we'll let Liam and Steve do their jams, and me and Murph will just react to it. So we may have missed communication there.
I meant like we're going to keep the format that we talked about of like teams versus each other, but teams versus each other with headlines. But it's whatever. We ended up working out good, but I would like to do.
You also left Liam out of the loop. Be more.
I did.
You fuck.
I definitely should have.
I called him 5 minutes before the show, like, hey, did you hear how he said we're going to do this? Liam's like, of course not. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. But I do like the idea.
I didn't tell Murph anything about it either. Because I didn't think we were doing it. So he had no idea. Yeah. He learned on screen.
On the fly.
We made it work. But I do like
we call it the Albanian Audible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Audible. Very nice. But
I
do want to keep. I do want to keep the idea though of going story for story of like neighborhoods versus neighborhoods. That is something we could do. Mm-hmm. Murph, when's the next time you're available to be on the old Poppin'?
Just for Wednesday evening?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, let me look. I'm going to be traveling, be back home. Let me look here.
Yeah, because usually it's like it'd be like 5:30 if you were at home.
Yeah, 5:30 that time. I mean, I'm not next Wednesday, but maybe the Wednesday after.
Yeah, we could do that. That should
be 5:30. That's when Night Court comes on. So
wait, where do you live? wait, you live West Coast?
I'm on the West Coast. Yeah.
Oh, Portland.
Yeah.
You did say that. Okay.
He lives in the dipshit hipster capital of the world.
Shout out WTF Portland on Instagram, because it is one of the wildest follows.
I need to check that out.
Yeah. I forget who. I think it was like Rogan or I think it was Theo Vaughn said it. The WTF Portland one is the shit I see on there. It's I used to be like, yo, there's nothing you'll ever find that's more wild than Kensington, which might be because there's so many people, but the shit that comes out of
I've lived in both. I've lived in both spots.
Like Kensington Beach. It's
Yeah.
like Kensington Beach.
But not so much of like the despair. It's still kind of like hipsterish. It's weird. It's weird.
Yes.
It would be like
Yes,
Kensington with
it
hipsters.
is. It is.
I'm
Yes.
following it now. Murph,
Yeah,
what are
WTF
you?
Portland.
What's Murph on?
I'm
Instagram?
Murph Meyer, Murf Meier, just my name.
Okay, Murph.
I got to get that WTF Portland.
I found it.
It's
Murph,
so funny.
I'm gonna send you a. So look, let's plan then
All
right
right.
now. So 2 weeks. So it'll be Wednesday the 18th. We'll do that pop in, right? And I'll send you a meeting invite now. Why did I have all these people? All right, I'll send you a meeting invite now, and then we'll do the Battle of the Boroughs too.
So do you
or
want to
whatever.
keep the same categories, but just see what's the most ridiculous story
Headline.
you can tell?
Yeah. It's your neighborhood stories. Yeah.
So, like he
we'll-
said, do you want to keep those categories, or you just bring 3 or 4 ridiculous stories? You want to keep them in that
Yeah,
category?
I don't know.
I mean,
I feel like unbelievably unbelievable, massive stupidity, and some kind of sports story is.
I think
probably
we can
what we're
cover
gonna
that.
End up with anyway.
Pretty good.
Like,
Yeah, everyone's got it. Yeah. I get it. I'm good with it.
All right, nice. So yeah, stupid is, stupid does, incredibly incredible, sports and spads. Those will be the 3 categories that we can keep. All right.
Yep.
Nice. All right.
Love it.
We'll fucking do that then.
beautiful.
Nice. All right. I'll send out a meeting. invite
Now, you might have to cut this, Matt. When I was there at Graham's, did Rachel and Tom tell me that the night before some dipshit broke in and tried
To
to steal
Graham's?
the register? Yeah, and tried to steal the register. The register, of course, only has change and shit in it,
Yeah.
and he couldn't get it
It's
open,
also
so he
bolted
just
down.
yeah, he got it off. He ripped it off
Yeah.
because he couldn't get it open. So he ripped it off the bar top, and that's all he took. And of course, he left like all types of shit all over the place. I'm like, dog, if I was like, obviously it's crackhead. If I went in and I couldn't get the fucking register open, I'm grabbing. There's 400 TVs in that fucking bar. I'm grabbing TVs off
Yeah.
the wall.
There's-
Anything that's worth
there's-
more money than that
yeah.
idiot shit.
There's also a
one.
slot machine. Like they
I'm
have
carrying
the
the ATM out.
yeah. They have an ATM. They have all that shit. Yeah.
Murph tried to
Fucking-
open an ATM.
Yeah, I was just gonna say those ATMs are
Or heavy as shit.
difficult to get into.
On one, I think it was on Kensington Beach. There was a guy on a New Jersey Transit trying to get on the bus with one he stole.
Yeah,
And the bus guy keeps telling him no, and he's like kicking the door open to hold the bus. And the guy's like, "You're not bringing that on the bus, cuz." It's so funny.
That's great.
Amazing.
I'm a technician. I said I gotta take it home and
Dude,
work on it. Like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. Like drug capers and people trying to all that stuff, trying to like get their fix is the fucking best.
It's
You'll
wild.
see like the craziest shit. People.
Wild decisions made.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Nice. All right.
congratulations, fellas.
Good shit. I'll send out that
Good
meeting
stuff.
invite. Really good
Yes.
stuff, guys. All right,
Later,
man.
hell yeah.
fellas.
Good
Yep.
shit, guys.
All right,
Thank
fellas.
you. Yep.
Happy
See
New
ya.
Year,